In the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports Channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire. Thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez. Honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Welcome to the local
customers, and we're not above a little kissing up, and that's why we have a ridiculously good deal. We're giving you half off all pizzas when you order online. Go to Domino's.com, select the coupon, and get all pizzas for 50% off menu price. But hurry, it's only valid through December 7th. Oh, yes, we did.
Online only. Limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Offer applies to the pizza portion of your order only.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside. Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire. Move to Riverside. Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Every single day, Jeff, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Welcome to the program. Jeff is back in the house.
Yeah, I was in Malibu yesterday, but seriously, thinking about this, I thought it was like Groundhog Day. I woke up and I said, "Oh, you got to go do the show again." And then I woke up the next day, "You got to do the show again." So yes, it's like Groundhog Day.
It's awesome. We love being here again, bringing you the best in Inland Empire sports every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Again, our loyal listeners and viewers on the Inland Sports Show and the Inland Sports Channel who have followed us here to weekdays, Monday through Friday, we appreciate it. And help us spread the word. If you're out there on social media, maybe even grassroots, just tell your neighbor, tell your friends, people at work, at school, that the Inland Sports Show, your favorite show, is now weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m.
It is every single day.
Jeff, we got a big show. We got a lot of football to get to, a little basketball as well. We're going to talk to Aquinas head football coach Jordan Brusig. And again, they've got that intriguing matchup against Grace Brethren in the CIF Division 2A state playoffs.
Now, is this that game that is like an onion where there's layer upon layer upon layer of backstory?
And it may make you cry.
Yes.
Just like an onion.
It's just too weird for me. Too many. See, I'm not a real bright guy to begin with. So when you when you throw in all of these different layers, you lose me after the first layer. But there's a lot of good ones in this one.
Well, we're going to ask Coach Brusig about a lot of these layers to this onion. But the big one is the former head coach at Aquinas is now the head coach at Grace Brethren. And one of his star players was Jordan Brusig, who's now the Falcons head coach.
Mind blown.
Grab the onion, get ready to cry. pull away those layers.
Yeah, and there's more to it, too, I believe. So, yeah.
So we're going to talk to Coach Brusig coming up just about 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Plus, we're going to take you out to Death Valley.
What?
Do you know about the local Death Valley, Jeff?
No, I just
not way out in the desert where it gets like 130 degrees.
Death Valley. Is that Poly High School?
No.
Oh.
It's San Bernardino Valley College. That's what they call the football stadium. We're going to have head coach Daniel Algattas, and he says, welcome to Death Valley.
He does? I've always called Death Valley Poly because I'm a Ramona guy. But yeah, that's
a rival.
That's a good one, though. I like that nickname.
Because they have a great defense, so they call it that Death Valley defense. They want to make it intimidating, scary to come out to SBVC and play in that brand new stadium. So we're going to have Coach Algattas. He's going to talk about his new recruiting class. He's going to talk about that Death Valley defense. He also wants to talk about, I think it was called Cyclo Ball. Did you see the video on Twitter?
No,
he wants me to play Cyclo Ball with him.
Yeah, he's a weird guy though. I'm not gonna lie. He's a magician.
He's a Renaissance man.
Yeah, he's a magician at the Magic Castle. Do you remember that? Yeah. He's a magician at the Magic Castle. He did the Rubik's Cube the first time he came in here in like 8 seconds.
Yeah,
and then
he's a Rubik's Cube guy.
He put together an app for his football practices. The guy, like you said, is a Renaissance man.
He is too smart for his own good.
And a good-looking dude to boot.
And he likes to cycle.
That's
yeah,
whatever.
Biking around. So we're going to talk to Coach Algattas as well. And then you lined this up because we had breaking news last night. And guess what? When you have a huge game, when you break school records, there's one place you go, and it's not Disneyland, like when you win the Super Bowl. There's only one place you go, and it's the Inland Sports Show. So Tobin Kund, Riverside Poly sharpshooter. How many threes last night, Jeff?
He had 11 threes and 39 points.
So we're talking about Riverside Poly, so think about this.
I don't like those guys.
I know you don't like them, but that's where Reggie Miller played. Did Reggie Miller have the record?
No, because they didn't have three-pointers back then.
Reggie's that old?
Reggie's an old guy. Old peanut head couldn't hit the... Yeah, he didn't. But you know what?
He's listening and watching right now,
Did you know Reggie Miller reached out to Tobin Kund?
He did?
He did.
Is that a true story?
It is a true story. We're going to ask him. He did reach out to him, though, yesterday.
All right, so we're going to have Tobin Kund live in the show at 5 o'clock. And when he calls in to talk about that record-breaking performance last night against Santiago,
that's right.
It was against the Sharks.
It was.
We're going to ask him about that. So do you think Reggie Miller texted him, called him? What do you think it was?
Well, I saw it on social media. He said, in fact, Reggie called him out and said, next time you play, it was something along these lines. Next time I see you, bring that to the horse game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Calling him out. Tobin versus Reggie Miller.
Yeah, but Reggie, he's a peanut head, and I know he's a local guy. But see, I grew up with a guy.
Did you ever play against him?
Oh, we played all the time. We used to play pickup games. My brother got in a fist fight with him once. No joke.
Hold on.
Yes.
We've got some Inland Sports headlines and sponsors that we need to thank in just a second. But I got to hear this. So, you used to play against Reggie Miller, but your brother fought him?
Yeah, we used to play pickup games all the time up at UC Riverside.
Reggie Miller, the NBA great.
Oh, yeah. This was when he was at UCLA. And there was pickup games. Kelvin Butler, Billy Walker, Greg Kund was probably there. Tobin's
dad?
Yeah, we used to play pickup games every single day. And when Reggie would come down and he was playing at UCLA, he was kind of like a cocky guy. Hey, I'm the UCLA guy. Oh, hey, I'm so cool. But, he weighed 150 pounds. He was a skinny guy.
Yeah, still is skinny.
And my brother and he were, we were all pretty good friends. We used to beat up on he and Cheryl 2-on-2. No joke.
Wait, you and your brother played Cheryl and Reggie Miller?
We used to play all the time. Yeah, because the Gorhams were notorious for playing pickup games anywhere at any time on their 10-speed bikes. So we'd go anywhere.
Bike anywhere
yeah,
for anybody.
We'd play them at like Hunt Park. We'd see Reggie and Cheryl. But here's the classic, though. They were kind of jawing at each other. So the next thing I know is I'm guarding somebody, and I look over, and my brother's on Reggie Miller's back, and they're rolling around on the floor. Yeah, I can call my brother. We're gonna get him on the show, and he'll tell you all about it.
Can we do that?
We can get him on. Yeah, they were wrestling around.
Make that happen. Well, I don't know. Maybe today. We kind of have a jam-packed show, but maybe tomorrow.
He's on the East Coast, but yeah, we can get my brother to talk about it. It was pretty funny. So they're wrestling around on the floor, and I remember like Kelvin Butler and those guys just laughing. It was a funny situation because they were, Reggie Miller was getting attacked. The UCLA golden child, the peanut head of Riverside.
Oh my God. Was that in a gym outdoor on the blacktop?
No, this was in the old UCR gym where the UCR Highlanders practice every single day now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was great. I'm not going to lie. It was great.
Who won the fight? If we asked your brother, what would he say?
Oh, my brother. My brother's a monster.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he bigger than you?
Yeah, he's like a bodybuilder, but he looks like my brother is really big up top. But he has really skinny legs, like he's been in prison for a really long time. Because they don't have, in prison they
only work the upper body.
Yeah, only upper body. So, yeah, my brother's got really bad legs, but he looks like he's really ripped.
So he looks like an ostrich.
Yeah, he's an ostrich. Yeah, if he's probably listening. Yeah, he's really big.
Can you book that interview? I'd love to talk to your brother about the time he fought Reggie Miller.
He talks more than I do, though. So we got 3 hours. We got 5 hours. But yeah, we'll definitely hook that up.
Doesn't he do sports talk?
He does. He does back east. But it's New Hampshire. New Hampshire's
What's going on in New Hampshire? Is there anything going on in New Hampshire?
New Hampshire's about the size of Colton. Sorry, Greg. New Hampshire's the size of Colton. San Bernardino County. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and he's got 3 listeners.
Wait, so if you fought Reggie Miller, how many times do you think he retold that story? Like, hey, man, let me tell you about the time I fought Reggie Miller.
Well, I'm repeating it because it was darn funny.
You look like Dawson from Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, well, it was, just he looked like a lollipop. Reggie Miller was real skinny and he had a big giant head, and it was awesome.
Well, I think Reggie Miller did come back to Poly. Didn't he visit like a Bears practice last season? I think there was like pictures with him on social media. So we can ask Tobin Kund about that as well. But I think Reggie Miller actually came back.
He did.
Checked out a practice, took some pictures and stuff with the guys.
He practiced with the guys.
Yeah, so we can ask him about that.
And no offense, I really do like Reggie, but yes, when we were kids, it was, we always got.
You were kids.
Yeah, we got in fist fights with all our buddies, and it was just part of the lore of playing, local basketball.
Two Riverside legends, the Gorhams and the Millers.
The Gorhams fought everybody. We were jerks. I'm not gonna lie.
Going head to head.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so we're going to talk to Tobin Kund, 11. I know, we got way off.
I'm sorry.
Tobin Kund, 11 three-pointers last night in that Riverside Poly win, set a new school record. So congratulations to Tobin Kund. We'll have a live interview with him. And Jeff, maybe some surprises around the corner as well.
Always surprises.
Surprise guests. We might even start taking some phone calls from the people.
I can't wait.
We want to hear from the people of the IE, right?
I want to hear from the guys that are always salty on me on Twitter.
They're all about
I don't want the Twitter battle anymore.
Mayor. Everyone's salty on the mayor over here.
You call the Big Jeezy and I'll talk to you.
Okay, so here's the deal. We put it on Twitter, our Inland Sports Show hotline.
You did?
The actual phone. I mean, not the phone number. We'll put the phone number out there in a second. But the actual phone, because it's a real phone. Like we didn't find this ancient phone in a back garage and say, hey, we'll take a picture of it. It'll be funny. No, that's the real phone.
Yeah, I
landline with a cord phone
from Boca Raton.
The Boca Breeze is going to bring you down, Jeff.
Boca Vista.
So we're going to put the phone number out there, and we want to hear from you guys. Maybe you want to talk about that Rancho Verde Cajon matchup coming up on Friday. Who you got? Draw the line in the sand. Which way are you going to fall, with the Cowboys or the Mustangs? We're also going to be talking more about basketball, SBVC football. So we want to hear your thoughts as well from folks all around the Inland Empire, because finally you have a voice right here in the IE on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Real quick, we're going to hit you with some headlines, the Inland Sports headlines, and we're going to take a break. Then we're going to really get into this because we got a big show, 3 hours long, lots of great guests, a lot of stuff to get to, and we just got derailed going on about Jeff and his brother beating up Reggie Miller.
So I thought this was an hour show.
An hour.
No, we got 2 more after this?
It's only once a week for an hour.
Oh, every day. All right.
We got to save up a little bit.
Okay.
It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their great customer service and low prices. Thank you, Bill Navagato. You know you're the best. Kin Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, and they dominate, Jeff. All your sporting gear needs. Letterman's jackets, too. Boost Performance Training, athletes of all levels and all sports. They're going to Boost. And Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you better, be the best, get the Jet Scholarship, maybe you make varsity, starting lineup, whatever you need, Boost will hook it up. And Catalano Motors in Corona. Thank you, Derek Catalano. Go find that sweet ride. Might be that new minivan for you, Jeff.
I love minivans.
Go to Catalano Motors off Temescal Canyon Road. They all love local sports. They're like-minded because the IE is home. We're all about the IE. The businesses are all about the IE. And the only difference is they don't beat people up like Jeff and his brother.
No.
But everything else is the same. All right, real quick, here's some local Inland Sports headlines before we dive deep into the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So Kawhi Leonard, who Jeff Gorham single-handedly discovered in the city of Riverside, he's close to returning.
He is.
And we're going to talk more about this, but he finally came out of the shadows. He hasn't talked to the media since September, but he's got this quadriceps injury. He's missed 24 games. He finally says, you know what, I'm getting close to coming back. He's been rehabbing in the dark corners. No one's known where he's been or what he's been doing, but he's back. He's close to returning to the court. So Kawhi Leonard coming back from that quadriceps injury. Ike Anigbogu of the Indiana Pacers.
What did you just say?
Ike Anigbogu.
One more time?
Your boy Ike.
Oh, that guy.
Jeff, you know Ike. I know you do. You're just messing with me.
I just wanted to hear you say it three times fast.
It's the coffee talking. Ike Anigbogu, the pride of Centennial High School in Corona, drafted by the Indiana Pacers in this last year's NBA draft. He's been down in the G League playing for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
Nice.
He's just got called up by the Pacers. He's the youngest player in the NBA.
You got to be kidding me.
So there was a picture with Ike Anigbogu and Vince Carter of my Sacramento Kings. It was the oldest player in the NBA, and Ike is the youngest player in the NBA. Isn't that funny?
Mind blown.
And I might ask. You know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you something probably later in the show, but I don't want to tell you now because you might just Google it, and that's no fun. I'd rather put you on the spot. Try to make you look dumb, which
I always look dumb.
Well, I'm just
come on.
It is what it is. A couple more inland sports headlines. Norco linebacker Troy Dye, former Norco Cougar, now with the University of Oregon Ducks, earning second-team All Pac-12 honors at linebacker. 103 tackles on the season for Troy Dye. Congratulations to him. We had a morning basketball game, a Wednesday matinee at SRC Arena.
How do you have a Wednesday middle-of-the-week game at a university?
Well, what you do is you invite all the school kids to come down, you pack the arena, get them all nice and loud, and then you pull off a big win.
Nice. Very nice of the Highlanders.
UC Riverside, the women's basketball team, beating Cal State Bakersfield 68-65, and I actually called the basketball game. We'll talk more about that in a later show.
Yes.
This is just headlines. We're just scratching the surface here, but yeah, I got about a phone call, a text actually, like less than 2 hours before tip-off. Can you do the game? Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. So big win for the UCR women playing an 11 a.m. game today, beating Cal State Bakersfield 68-65. We'll talk more about that later in the show. And a quick shout-out because they hit us up on Twitter. And, of course, we love the shout-outs here. We've been giving out shout-outs on the Inland Sports Show the last 3.5 years. The Vista Marietta soccer team, huge win against the Rancho Verde, 7-2. And Cole Schaefer with a hat trick. You know what that is, Jeff?
That's 4.
3.
3. Okay.
That's what you...
Okay.
You're like, that's what I said the first time. 3. Yeah, congratulations to Vista Marietta and Cole. Big game there. We'll get a little soccer talk in the next couple of weeks. We got the Fury on tomorrow, by the way.
When you get a hat trick, do they throw hats or do they throw octopus or fish on the field?
You're thinking hockey. In hockey they do. They
don't do that.
Hats
they don't do that in soccer? Nothing?
They should.
Oh,
they could.
Yeah, really should. Yeah, I think
maybe they should.
They should.
Be like, I want my hat back, though,
yes.
at the end. So those are your inland sports headlines. Again, coming up, Jordan Brusig will join us on the show. Daniel Algattas, head football coach at SBVC. And maybe some surprise guests as well. And some calls from you.
Yes.
Right, Jeff?
We need calls.
All right. When we come back, high school football chatter. More about the state playoff games and the head coach of the Aquinas Falcons, the great Jordan Brusig. We'll be right back on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
This holiday season,
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What's how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
In the future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor, give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Where's Jeff? Is he sleeping outside? Where's Jeff?
I love the wiggle. Love it. Welcome back, Jeff. See, we played this yesterday when you were at Pepperdine, but I don't think you heard it.
I did not, but I love it.
The Wiggles, everybody.
Jeff and the Wiggles.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Real quick break, talk a little more high school football before we get to Aquinas head football coach Jordan Brusig here. And the Aquinas Falcons loaded with Division I talent this season. Of course, we'll ask Coach about this, but on December 21st, I got the heads up, and I'm going to head out there for this, that Josh Gustav will officially sign his scholarship with the Colorado Buffaloes. So, big-time Division I program there. And then Jasper Fries, another German, signed with the California Golden Bears. So they're loaded with talent. I know they've got more guys that will sign scholarships, but this is like the early signing period. So right before Christmas, December 21st, Jasper Freeze and Joshka Gustav will sign.
Now, when Brandon Rankins decides to go where he's going to go, will he ascend? Will he sign and just ascend to wherever he's going?
Rankins.
St. Brandon Rankins will ascend and then disappear to the campus of his choice.
He will come down the mountain with his scholarship.
He will be golden.
He will be glowing. St. Brandon Rankins.
His golden cleats.
So he will be signing, but this is the early signing period on December 21st. So again, congratulations to Gustav and Jasper Freeze signing those Division I scholarships. Both going to the Pac-12. So that's pretty cool. Two Aquinas guys going to the Pac-12. That's a pretty significant deal. And yes, Brandon Rankins, he will sign somewhere. He's the king in San Bernardino County. Nobody has more rushing yards than St. Brandon Rankins. I love that. We're gonna run that joke into the ground. And number 2 all time in the IE, just behind the great Toby Gerhart out of Norco High School. So, and he can break the single season school record this Saturday against Grace Brethren.
Yeah, and the guy that he's breaking his, it was like a funny name.
It was like, I got it right here. It's Dozie Amajoyi.
That's made up. That's not a real guy. That's not, no, Doji.
He's just as real as the Pepperdine Blue Wave guy. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. The other thing I want to quickly mention was, I'm laying in bed at night and my mind starts wandering and I start thinking about, where did Snoke come from? Is he an ancient guy? What are we going to talk about on the show tomorrow? Or my Sacramento Kings, are they going to get the 500 mark? All these different things are just running through my head late at night. You probably do the same thing, right, Jeff?
I do, but I don't think about the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, you should be, though.
Lakers, baby!
Oh, boy. Kings are on the rise. Anyways, so I was thinking about this. I thought about that 2015 Inland Empire All-Star Football Classic. And I thought, you know what? In that game, Jeff Steinberg was the Riverside County head coach, and he won that game on a touchdown pass with it was 10 seconds left. And you know who's the San Bernardino County All-Star head coach was?
I would have to say...
Who would you guess, Jeff?
I would say probably the coach at Aquinas.
No, the Cajon coach.
Oh, the Cajon... Nick Rogers?
Think about
it.
You
mean Nick Lannister of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of Thrones guy, Nick Rogers.
Really?
Yeah.
So they battled?
So Steinberg beat him in the All-Star game 2 years ago. Final score was 34-31 on that touchdown pass with, I think it was 15, 20 seconds left in the game. So now the two head coaches from the IE All-Star Classic coming together in the state playoffs. Again, Snoke, Ray, Destiny, it all is coming together.
Did Rogers have that beard a few years ago?
I don't think it was as unruly as it is right now.
Yeah, the beard could put him right over the top.
Yeah.
But Coach Steinberg wears a John Deere hat to his football games.
That's pretty tough, too.
That's stuff right there. But he's Canadian. They don't even have John Deere. It's just snow.
No, they do some farming in Western Canada, right? British Columbia.
Yeah, it's just too cold.
Farmland, man.
They just drink Molson's and play ice hockey.
You hoser.
You hoser.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back.
Another one.
I know. There's too much good stuff on this show, but we got Aquinas head football coach Jordan Brusig join us in just a couple minutes. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car, whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Future better for all of us. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Every 20 seconds, another kid drops out of school. If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. And the difference between a dropout and a graduate could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hey, Mom. Why is the sky blue? Why don't animals talk? Why do dogs have wet noses? Why is an 11 pronounced 1T1?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
Why do I have a belly button?
But you don't have to know every answer.
Why is the ocean salty?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
Why are there 50 states?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
Why is pizza round?
They just need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Find a relaxed position to let go of the time you left your daughter's blouse in the dryer too long and it shrunk 4 sizes, or when you donated her private diary to the public library. Deep breaths.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. Talking about Inland Empire sports right here in the 951, the 909. Plus, Jeff, we like to keep track of our guys who maybe they spread their wings and they leave the IE, but they're doing big things at the professional level, maybe Division I college football, those sorts of things. We keep tracking all those guys.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to have a lot more IE chatter coming your way for the next 2.5 hours. And we just booked another guest. He's going to be in studio with us.
He will be in shortly. He's driving in traffic and making his way over here to the Inland Sports Studio.
You want to say who it is?
No, you can say who it is.
You want me to?
Yeah.
He's your homie. You guys went, well, you didn't go to the same school, but you were kind of at the same school.
Well, my dad was his basketball coach.
Your dad coached him in basketball?
Yeah, hey, he was a good basketball player, believe it or not.
Was he?
He was pretty good.
We're talking about the great Frank Corral, former LA Rams kicker.
You know, he led the NFL in scoring.
Did he really?
He did.
No, I didn't know
and went to the Super Bowl and was defeated, but they still went to the Super Bowl.
He led them to the Super Bowl.
He did.
Is that safe to say?
That is safe to say.
With his leg.
Yes, he got the Golden Toe Award right here in 1978. He played in the Pro Bowl and got the Golden Toe from the NFL.
So Frank Corral's coming up at 4 o'clock. You know what I remember? The last time I was at Norte Vista High School inside that gym, didn't he get one of those golden Super Bowl footballs?
Yes. You know,
in the case?
I'm going to tell you this right now. I almost stole that for the Inland Sports Show. I was thinking, no joke, I was walking by there the other day, and I went, I wonder if they're going to miss this. I thought we'd put it in studio and then have everybody who's an NFL guy come in and sign it. But then I said, wait a second here.
That's like straight from the NFL.
Yeah, I might get in trouble with that one because it's a beautiful ball. It's golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was part of their 50th anniversary where they sent those golden footballs to a lot of the different schools where they had players in the Super Bowl. Because there's not many that have made it to the Super Bowl. I remember I went to a ceremony at Cardinal City, San Bernardino High School, when Mark Say, the former receiver for San Diego Chargers, Mark Say and the Chargers went to the Super Bowl against the 49ers, and they got smashed by San Francisco when the 49ers were still in their heyday with Steve Young.
Still played in the big game, though. Still played in the big game.
Still made it to the Super Bowl. So to celebrate last year, their 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl, they were sending those golden footballs. And, of course, Frank Corral made it to the Super Bowl with the Rams. And now there's one that will live at Norte Vista forever unless Jeff Gorham decides to take it.
No, I'm going to see if I can get it and put it in our studio.
So if I see it in here one day, should I even ask Jeff?
No, don't. It's just say it's a facsimile. It's a fake, an imposter. So if it shows up, it'll be like stolen out of the Louvre.
Don't ask any questions.
Yes, no questions.
Just leave it be.
Yes.
All right, so Frank Corral's coming up about 4 o'clock, the former LA Rams kicker and also basketball star. Didn't know that.
Played, was a kicker at UCLA. Had a great career. Played in the USFL as well. So maybe we can ask him some USFL Day questions.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is he still local? Does he still live in Riverside?
Yeah, he works for the city of Riverside, I believe, and works with the graffiti prevention program over in the Arlanza area. Maybe he'll tell us a little bit about that.
All right, but right now, before we get to Frank Corral, because we're excited to talk Rams with him, we're going to go right now to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. We appreciate him making a couple free minutes for us on this Wednesday to preview their big state playoff game coming up on Saturday against Grace Brethren. It's Aquinas head football coach Jordan Brusig here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Coach, how are you today?
Good, Pep. What's up, man?
Oh, man, we're just excited to hear from you because when I saw those state playoff brackets, I was thinking about you all day on Sunday, all day on Monday because obviously, and Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously the state knew what they were doing when they paired you guys up with Grace Brethren, right?
Yeah, there was, I don't know if, I can't speak for them, but, however it worked out, this is, it's pretty cool.
Well, we've been talking about those storylines. We compared it to like an onion because there's so many layers to this state playoff matchup in 2A between Aquinas and Grace Brethren that Coach Josh Henderson, formerly of Aquinas, now at Grace Brethren. But you played for him at Aquinas, correct?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, every year.
What do you remember about Coach Henderson at the time as a player? Not now, but as a young Jordan Brusig when you were a player playing for Coach Henderson.
Oh man, he made me into a lot of the person that I am today. He was, my parents are first up there, and that guy, he was a tremendous person to me. He taught me a lot, and he was hard on me. He was hard on everybody. But I got to give a lot of the credit that all the stuff that I'm doing in football is because of that guy. And I'm forever grateful for him and what he taught us and what he taught my friends and all the people that coach with me now. He had a big impact on all of us and a big impact on that school. So just thankful that I was able to have him as a teacher and a mentor and a coach.
Now, are there other coaches on your current staff at Aquinas that also played for Coach Henderson?
Yeah, a lot of them. His brother, who was with them last 3 years at Grace. He's our defensive coordinator, his younger brother, Jake Henderson. And, Coach George played for him, and Coach Daniel played for him. Coach Jim Jones played for him. So there's a bunch of us.
Coach Jeff here. Hey, what's it going to be like when you break his heart when you beat him?
He told me the other day, he goes, this is a win-win for me. If we win, that's great. If you guys win, I'm happy for you and for your team and for Aquinas and what's going on over there. So, it's a win-win for him.
We got Jordan Brusig, the head coach of the Aquinas Falcons, here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, the CIF Southern Section champion in Division 9, now going to the 2A playoffs to take on Grace Brethren. Coach, when the state playoff brackets came out on Sunday, how quickly did you hear from Coach Henderson, and how much communication do you think you'll have with him now, or have you shut it off? Now it's all just about the game on Saturday.
No, I mean, we keep an eye on each other throughout the year. We talk, and him and his brother talk. We keep the communication. It's still open. I think that it's a little bit more fun talking to him, knowing that we're playing him. Asking him questions that he can't answer, but just asking him anyways, just to have a little fun with him. And he does the same with us. But it's fun. It's fun to do that, and it's going to be, how he's such a great competitor. And he has so much passion for what he does. It's such a privilege to go against another coach that approaches his job like that. We know that it's going to be a battle, and this is a test that we've been preparing for all year. We didn't, not necessarily that team, but a team like this. Our guys this is what we've been talking about all year, is preparing for a test like this.
Well, Grace Brethren was the Southern Section Division 8 champion. You guys were Division 9, and strangely enough, you scrimmaged with Grace Brethren to begin the season before week 0. Is that kind of weird to look back on that now? Did you have any idea when it was back in August and it was triple-digit heat that you might see these guys down the road?
No, I mean, we don't. I mean, we had thought about it a few times that it's a possibility that we could meet in this game, but we didn't think that it was going to be. We didn't think for sure it was going to be happening. But here we are, and we're excited about it, and I know they are too. Our guys don't want to let us down. His guys don't want to let him down. I think they all know the background that exists here. So I think it's just going to be a great battle between two good teams.
Coach, one quick question. I know that St. Brandon Rankins is ending his...
We gave him sainthood, by the way, Brandon Rankins.
Yeah, because he has done 3 miracles, we decided. I think one was a CIF championship.
CIF title. The undefeated season.
And he was the...
all-time leading rusher.
So he's had 3 miracles, so now he is St. Brandon Rankins. What kind of guy has he been like to coach over these past few years?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a miracle, man. It's a credit to how hard that guy works. And, it's hard to believe it's been 4 years since he's been with us. I remember his first day, out with us. That guy wouldn't say 2 words for probably 2 weeks. And, it's crazy how time flies. But what the kind of man that he's become, he's turned into such a great leader for this team and for these young guys. It's just, I'm excited for him and his future. And I'm excited to see him play again on Saturday and hopefully next week too.
Well, I know some college football team is going to strike gold when they sign Brandon Rankins, and I know you've got a couple guys signing on December 21st, and that ceremony that will happen right before Christmas. We will be covering that, so we'll have good coverage at Aquinas High School on the 21st at 11 a.m. as Joshka Gustav will sign with Colorado and Jasper Freeze with Cal. Coach, I mean, of course you want to win football games, and the championships are great, and that's why you guys take the field, but getting these guys to the next level, that's also important, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when these guys get out of here, we want to make sure they're prepared for whatever it is that they're going to do after high school. And, these guys, they got to do a lot of the work. It makes our job easy when the coach comes in and we can tell him how great this kid is and how hard he works. We don't have to lie to these guys. We don't have to tell them stories or anything like that. These guys our guys are, that are signing and going places. They're genuine guys, and they work for everything that they earn. And, we're just excited that we got a chance to be with them for a couple of years and do what we can to turn them into men and prepare them for life after high school.
We've got Aquinas Falcons head football coach Jordan Brusig here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, IE 1350 AM. Coach, just a couple more questions before we let you go because we know you need to get back to work and get ready for that Saturday game in the state playoffs. But I saw on social media you guys had a practice at the University of Redlands. Was that because of the wind or the smoke or just to play on turf? Like, what was that about?
It's the wind, man. It's crazy at our school, and these guys over here at U of R are such good dudes. Coach Mariani, Coach Maynard, the athletic director, Jeff. These guys are super good dudes, and they let us. It was no problem for them to let us come out here and practice. We're here right now getting started, and it's there's no wind in Redlands, like not even a tree moving. So it's pretty nice.
I've been to Aquinas enough times, even Cajon for that matter, and I don't care what time of the year, or if it's day or night. There's always wind.
For sure. We're definitely grateful that we have a place like this to come over here and practice, for sure.
Hey, and Coach, finally, when you look at the whole season, I know you're 14-0, and you still have another game, hopefully two, to still play here. But when you look at the entire season, 14-0, could it have gone any better? Is this like the picture-perfect season for Aquinas football?
14-0 is great, but I think these guys they did a good job of focusing on getting better each week, and I think that's a big reason we are where we are. I just couldn't be more proud of a group of guys with how hard they worked. I mean, if you think about it, we've had 30 weeks almost of competition, the last 2 years, and it felt like the season never ended last year. We lost that game, and these guys were ready to go right back to work. We were ready to go. It's the same group of guys, and it's a lot. I mean, you think about how long that is, how much time these guys have put in. We're just super proud of how hard they worked and how focused they've been able to stay for this long.
Hey, Coach, let me sneak in one more question because I'm just curious. The state playoff game on Saturday night is scheduled to be played at Moore Park College. Was there any concern based on all the wildfires in that area that the location could potentially move, or are you guys pretty set on that location?
I mean, it hasn't changed yet, so I think we'll find out. We'll probably know more tomorrow. I think probably Thursday or Friday. We'll just you just never know. It's unpredictable, and it's not up to me. So we'll see. And as soon as we know, you'll know.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it. We're pro Aquinas on this show. We love Coach Henderson over there at Grace Brethren, but we'd love to see the Falcons go to Sacramento that following weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're excited about it.
Well, the great Jordan Brusig, head football coach at Aquinas High School, join us here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, the Inland Sports Show. Coach, we always appreciate the time. Thank you for being so good to us here on the show, and always doing the interviews and letting us bug you.
Pep, I appreciate it, man. You guys are the best.
One quick question, one more. Is the Pope going to be at the game?
Is the Pope going to be there? No, the Pope's not going to be there, man.
We really rallied to get him to go to the CIF championship game.
Yeah, Coach Brusig,
I know.
True story. Yeah, Jeff goes on Twitter and he tweets at the Pope trying to, again, get sainthood for Brandon Rankins. He wants to see the Pope come to the championship game. He wants to get Brandon Rankins cleats to go to the Vatican.
I want them in the reliquary underneath the Vatican because it's a relic. If you win the state championship, those should be at the bottom of the Vatican.
Well, hopefully he's praying for both of us on Saturday.
There you go.
The great Jordan Brusig, Coach. We always appreciate the time. Best of luck on Saturday night against Grace Brethren.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Coach. All right, that's the great Jordan Brusig. We will work on St. Brandon Rankins, getting some cleats, maybe get him enshrined, maybe gold-plated, something, put him in the Vatican.
In the tomb of St. Thomas Aquinas, the shoes of Brandon Rankins should be at the feet of St. Thomas.
It only makes sense, right?
It does! Yes,
they got to win state.
Yes, they do.
I don't think the Vatican wants just a Southern Section title. I think he wants a CIF state title in California.
Yeah, if it doesn't, it's just going to go to the local church. So sit underneath the altar of the local church will get Brandon Rankins' shoes.
Well, Brandon Rankins set to become the single-season rushing career record holder at Aquinas High School.
Nice.
He's about 150 away, which the way they fed him the ball against the Burros, and that big win against the CIF Southern Section Division IX championship game, I can only imagine that he's going to get at least 150 and then build upon that. Again, he still has a long ways to go to chased down Toby Gerhardt, so I think he's pretty secure at number 2 in the IE all time. But again, in terms of San Bernardino County, he's the king.
Yeah, not a bad spot. You know, that Gerhardt guy was pretty good. He was all right.
Can you tweet the Pope one more time? Maybe he just didn't see your tweet. I got a feeling maybe he just didn't see it.
I don't understand. How could he not see it?
Maybe he gets a lot of notifications, and he was just scrolling through, and he's like, "Oh, look at that dancing cat." He totally missed.
Yes, and if you're listening, those of you that are driving, go. You know, when I'm laying in bed tonight, I had something to do. Tweet the Pope. We got to get the Pope at the Aquinas Falcons.
What's his Twitter account?
That's the Pope or something.
No, it's papal something, isn't it?
Whatever. Yeah, the Pope. But you can look him up. He's a real guy. He's got Twitter, and he answers. He just didn't answer me.
So if we bombard him, we can get the Pope to go to. We're assuming Aquinas is going to win the regional game against Grace Brethren, and then go to Sacramento State the following weekend and play for that state championship in Division 2A.
Yeah, I don't know if the Pope will go to Sacramento, though.
Sacramento, nice big airports, the capital of California. You can fly right in, get the Pope Mobile, and take it right to Sac State. It'll be fine.
There's nothing in Sacramento. There's like a railroad museum or something.
There's a really good basketball team.
Yeah, there's a really...
The River Cats.
The River Cats, exactly.
River Cats, man.
Not the Kings, though. Not the Kings.
Killing me. All right, we'll work on the Pope. But St. Brandon Rankins and the Falcons playing Saturday night in the 2A state playoffs against Grace Brethren. Again, so many layers to this story as they go up against the former Aquinas football coach in Josh Henderson. All right, when we come back, who wants to talk some NFL and Rams?
I do. I love the Rams. Rams are back.
Frank Corral en route to the Inland Sports Studio. We're going to talk Rams with him. Maybe you talk about his Novi basketball days. I didn't know he was a basketball star.
Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid. He was like my hero. I'm going to tell you a funny story about, because Norte Vista used to play their home games at RCC.
Oh, really?
I've got some great stories.
He was your hero.
Yeah, his legs were huge.
So
giant
he and
thighs.
Troy Percival were your two guys.
Yeah, both local guys playing. Yeah. Reggie Miller, not my hero, but I liked him.
But you fought him.
My brother fought him. Yeah,
You didn't help your brother? You just watched your brother fight Reggie Miller?
Nah, I would have beat Reggie to a pulp. I mean, my brother was a little more probably nicer. I was just a mean guy.
All right, Frank Corral, LA Rams, and more football talk. We got Daniel Algattas, the head football coach from San Bernardino Valley College, around the corner. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
If you could get rewarded for sleeping,
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Perfect price, now at your neighborhood Ace. Free local assembly and delivery must be scheduled with participating Ace store. For Ace Rewards members only through 12/24. Store stock only. See store for details.
I'm a volunteer at United Way. I'm asking people around the neighborhood what they think this place needs.
Wi-Fi everywhere.
More playgrounds.
Oh, more ice cream trucks.
I was thinking more money in the pockets of local families come tax time.
Can I change my answer?
I was just kidding about the ice cream.
When it comes to getting better tax refunds into the hands of local families, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside. We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. It's been a wacky show. It's been a fun show. We had a story about Jeff and his brother. Well, at least his brother trying to beat up Reggie Miller on a basketball court. Right?
Yeah, good times, good times. Yeah.
But we're also going down memory lane with Jeff because we got the great Frank Corral here in studio right here on the Inland Sports Show.
My first hero as a young boy, both my brother and I, we were lucky enough to see Frank. Frank played basketball for my dad at Norte Vista High School, and we followed his career, at RCC. We used to watch. I will say this before we start. One story I can say this. They used to play the football games at RCC.
Norte Vista did?
Yeah, Norte Vista used to play their home games there, and Frank is the only guy that I ever saw that would kick it out of the stadium.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he would practice there just in the offseason. He was there all the time, and my dad would bring us down, and we'd hang out with Frank when he was playing with the Rams. He'd practice up at RCC, and it was every time he'd kick it out of the stadium. It was awesome.
Well, former LA Rams kicker Frank Corral here in studio on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Frank, how are you doing? Thank you for making time for us.
Our pleasure. It like I said earlier, it fell right in, and today loaned itself for that. But we're doing good. I work for the city of Riverside, been there 28 years, I'm the graffiti educations coordinator, so all I do is go into the classes, talk to the kids about the at-risk impacts that graffiti does, and so I've been doing this for quite some time. Getting ready to retire.
So back home, but doing great things in the community still.
Well, I hope so. I hope to, make an impact. Like I said, Coach Gorham, which is Jeff's dad, had a big impact on me growing up. He was my history teacher. He was also my basketball coach. But like I was saying earlier, there is nobody that I know of that had any negative stuff to say about Coach Gorham.
That's always nice to hear.
Except for Jeff over here, who said...
well, that being his dad, I'm
his
sure.
Dad,
he threw him on the corner and said, time out.
Yeah. Well, that's very nice to hear, Frank. Greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you.
Well, we're going to talk a little L.A. Rams and NFL with the great Frank Corral, and maybe even go back down those Norte Vista days as well, because Jeff was telling me, big-time basketball star as well at Novi, on top of, your football days, of course, which is well documented that you were a great football star as well. But let's look at the current state of the Rams, Frank, as they're back in Los Angeles, the second year back in Southern California. Correct. And the first year, a little rocky, right? Like it was not, the honeymoon ended pretty fast.
Absolutely. They needed a change. Mm-hmm. And Jeff Fisher's a good coach, but they need a completely overhaul, and they brought in Sean McVay, and Sean's really injected some life into them. He's young, he's able to relate, but he has different philosophy than what it was. And I think they're on the right path. I'm hoping that they, do well against Philadelphia. We're hoping to be at the game. We're at the game last week, or actually before the Cardinal game. And so we're able to get into what they call suites. All it is tents in the end zone. And actually, I shouldn't say this, but they're not the greatest of seats. But you know what? They're comfortable. They treat us with class, and the former players are able to enjoy it and see some of the guys we played with.
Yeah, because those suites, which are very nice, but they're offset behind that end zone pretty far inside the Coliseum.
Correct.
Yeah,
but, nonetheless, it's a good thing because, as you know, the Coliseum doesn't have any suites of their own. So you have to make do, and it's comfortable. We enjoy ourselves.
So who do you keep in contact with? We had Greg Bell on the show yesterday, former Rams running back, and I know a lot of the guys, now that they're back in Los Angeles, kind of coming out of the woodwork and wanting to be, around the team again. Now that they're doing well and they're back in Los Angeles, but you still talk to some of maybe your old teammates?
Oh, yeah. We were in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and Jackie Slater texts me and says, "Hey, Pooh, I need a favor." I said, "What's up, Jackie?" And my wife and I were lost. We couldn't find our car. We're lost in one of those parking lots. And we're coming out, and I'm talking to him, so I lose him half the time. So finally we come out, and Jackie goes, "Frank, I stuck my foot in my mouth." I said, "How's that, Jackie?" He says, "I was coming off the field in one of the games," because he coaches at Laverne. And so he's coming off the field. The kicker had missed a couple field goals, so he jumps on that kicker. Man, you thought that Jackie being a tackle, it's an aggressive position.
Yeah.
Kickers aren't. It's psychologically, it's up here, and physically it's 10%. So he jumps on that kicker, and the kicker goes home. Of course, when you miss some field goals, you're your worst enemy. You're the one getting on yourself more than anybody else. That being said, come Monday, the teams out at Laverne College football players are on the field, and the kicker goes up to Jackie and says, "Coach, with all due respect, how much do you know about kicking?" He goes, "Not a lot." He goes, "I don't know nothing about tackling." He goes, "So I wouldn't get on you for missing a block. How is it that you not knowing anything about kicking are getting all over me for missing a field goal?" So Jackie calls
That's a great point.
It's a very valid point. So he called me and goes, "Hey, Pooh, I need your help. You need to come down to the school, talk to this kid, and maybe whatever you might say to him may straighten him out." So we went down there, talked to him, good kicker. One thing I found out, Laverne doesn't give scholarships to kickers. And they had 6 kickers there. So that being said, we just went through a couple of technical stuff, and I think the kid did well. He's been doing well, and Jackie called me and said, "Hey, man, whatever you said worked." I go, "Just do this, Jackie. Stick to your position. Leave the kickers alone. And
don't get in his head, right?
And if you need my assistance, give me a holler."
I got to ask you, Frank, the nickname. What does Jackie call you?
Pooh. All the guys that I came up with call me Pooh. I'm Mexican.
Okay.
And P-U-T-O, what does that say?
Yeah.
There you go.
So for those that know what that word is, that's what they used to call me. So short for Pooh, and it stuck
so
on.
even after all these years, when he calls you
Hey,
up,
Pooh.
We know. And the guys that were in our era, Ferragamo was with him when he called me. And Vinny goes, "Hey, Pooh, da-da-da," and I said, "That's fine." And so, but they learned quick lesson, let's put it that way. And Jackie should have known better, being a veteran and Hall of Famer and all that stuff. But, you know, we all step in there. We all stick our foot in there. And sometimes you need a little help taking it out.
Yep.
Do you enjoy coaching? Do you know, like to get in there and maybe, like, again, help these guys out, some of the younger guys, and learn the finer
Yes,
finer
I did
points?
at RCC. I don't know. I coached for 20 years at RCC. We went to the national championship in '89 with Barry Meyer, and we won it all. So it was fun, but it was time to move on and do other things. I enjoyed those 20 years, but I think it's time for the younger ones. Right now, Croft is doing a great job at RCC. I think he got Coach of the Year. His quarterback got Quarterback of the Year, I believe.
I think Vic Viramonte's going to, I think, Minnesota. I think he just signed with Minnesota.
Great.
Yeah,
and in the Big Ten.
Yeah. So they're sending some good players out to the NCAA schools. Yeah.
How about Johnny Hecker, the punter for the Rams? Because if you go back to last year, Frank, he might have been like their only bright spot, really, and he's still good.
He's a great punter.
Yeah.
You know, I got to say this. The Rams have a solid special team. They got a good coach. They got a good philosophy. They got a good kicker. And a good punter. And you know what? The good thing about this is Hecker is committed to the community. He's out there he was at the Ventura giving away clothes and stuff like that. So he was one of the bright things of last year, but I think he's going to continue.
He's a bright spot.
Yeah, you know this. Frank is the last guy to start for his team as a punter and a place kicker. No one else has done it since.
Yeah, because now it's specialized, right? There's the place kicker, the kicker, and the punter.
Well, yeah, and it just happened. They drafted me. George Allen drafted me as a punter, and I was going up against Glenn Walker. Septien got himself in a little mess over there, and so they wanted me to concentrate on kicking. So I ended up beating out Rafael Septien. We know whoever was going to get cut was going to either Oakland or Dallas. Rafael Septien went on to Dallas, and I stayed in L.A.
So you got twice the money, right? Because you'd had two positions.
Yeah, you go.
Right?
I wish. What back then, you know, as a transition, it was during the middle of the season. Going into the next seasons, they asked me to try out. They weren't going to give it to me. They asked me to try out. Ken Clark, which was a punter coming off the Super Bowl team, was the guy I tried out against. And it's tough. It's a tough business, dog-eat-dog world. And I asked him, you know, what's the point, first and foremost? And if you remember, we went from a 45-man roster to a 43. So that saved them an extra guy in the roster. And we were always getting injured. Pat Hayden got hurt. Vinny got in there and started. Then Vinny got hurt, and Pat Hayden was still on IR. So we ended up with Jeff Rutledge. And so that was what the Rams were looking at, saving a man on the roster, not necessarily the salary, but just the man on the roster.
The position, so you could do both.
I was able to do both, and I did it for 2 years. And I'll tell you what, it's a load. The worst thing about that is the practices. You know, you carry a load on practice. Game's a piece of cake, you know, because you're only going to get 5 punts, a couple kicks, a couple kickoffs. Practice, you got to do your own offense, your own defense, and then emulate the opposing team. So it was tough.
We got the great Frank Corral here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, the former LA Rams kicker, punter, and Norda Vista star. What do you remember from your Novi days, Frank? Is there any like memories or the coaches like that just really stand out for you?
I don't know if Jeff remembers, but, you know, we cross the 50-yard line and we go to punt or kick field goals.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
But it was fun. I mean, we had a mediocre team, you know, not great, but, you know, we would beat the ones that we needed to beat. I remember Shelton Diggs at San Bernardino and who's the other one? Willie Beeman. Both Beeman went on to UCLA, Diggs went on to USC. And we were playing against them, and I'll tell you what, I was a running back and a linebacker then, besides kicking.
That's right.
And so I had to go up against those big boys, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to do it again.
So when did you make the switch to focus just on the kicking and the punting?
At RCC.
Okay.
At RCC, the coaches came up to me and said, look, you can be mediocre at all, jock of all, or concentrate on one and fine-tune it and get in there. And at that time, I had colleges already looking. Pepper Rogers had come down, Woody Hayes had come down, Eric Parsegan had come down.
Big names.
John Robinson had come down. And then what sold the show for my parents was Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil had just taken the team into the Rose Bowl, and he presented a good program to my parents. And my parents said, you can't go wrong. Either way, you couldn't go wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? UCLA, because of the John Wooden era, Pyramid of Success, growing up in L.A., I knew I was going to end up there.
Frank Corral here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So, Frank, they talk about this battle for L.A. between the Rams and the Chargers. Now, the Chargers share the city, I guess, technically with the Rams. But when I look at it, this was the Rams' first home. Like, it's like they were coming home. The Chargers just feel like a transplant. I mean, how do you kind of see that battle for LA between the two franchises?
I really don't see a battle. I think the Rams do what they need to do and don't worry about that. I think the fans are the ones more involved in that, the organization. But, it just did an unjust to the fans in San Diego. I hear a lot about that stuff. They would definitely welcome them back. I think it was a business deal. The important thing about that is that they're in a stadium that just doesn't feel like a football stadium.
Soccer stadium.
It's a soccer stadium, And even if they had a big stadium, they're not filling the stands.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't help you any when you're not putting the W's on the board. Fortunately for the Rams, they are. And I think with the Rams, they're gelling at the right time. Now, if they stay injury-free, I think they may get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they got two tough games coming up. They got Philadelphia and then Seattle.
Seattle right after that.
So it's their own destiny, really, for them to get that home field.
Yeah, it's for them to lose it. I mean, they do well against Seattle. This was one of the first losses in the first 4 times they've met. They've lost this last one. I see them kind of gearing up for them, but I hope that they don't get complacent and overlook. They can't overlook Philadelphia. Even though they lost, that's been a trend of the Rams, and so hopefully they stay close to the things they need to do the things, and no distractions. Let's not do no commercials, no nothing till we get into that playoff picture.
Yeah, because I saw the Eagles on Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks, and I thought, well, okay, the Rams got this in the bag, right? But Philadelphia is a really good team.
All those 3 teams, Seahawks, you got to give them respect. Philadelphia's come on their own. They got a great quarterback, and you got to give respect to the Rams. They're doing well.
Throw Minnesota in there, right? Minnesota Vikings are having New Orleans. I mean, that's a tough conference.
We watched that game, and I don't know if you noticed, something was going on between the defensive tackles of the Rams, Aaron Donald, and the push he put on Case Keenum. I don't know, 15-yard flag right there, right then and there. That turned it right there. Yeah, the Vikings were dominating the game, but that was just an indicator that, man, those little things.
Yeah.
George Jones used to say those little things are the ones that mount up later on and end up hurting you.
Who would have thought Case Keenum and Jared Goff would be having
going at it,
right?
Yeah.
Compared to last year.
I'm telling you, it's a great scenario for and I feel for Case because he's been bumped around and he's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
he may not be one of your ones that your your living room star, but he's done well. He did well with the Rams. He just didn't have a good cast with him. And so now with the Vikings, and they're giving him a little respect, I see the kid doing pretty good. I think they're going to make it. They're going to make it.
Frank, I'm curious. So when you're out there punting in an NFL game and you've got guys breathing down your neck, I'm sure you can hear the footsteps. When out of the corner of your eye, you see someone coming at you and you're trying to get that kick off. Was there ever a specific game or a specific player that you remember, like, hey, that guy hit me so hard, he knocked me off my feet? Or, was there a specific play from your NFL days that you remember?
Not necessarily the punting aspect. We're playing in the Super Bowl against the Steelers, and Anderson almost ran it back, and I was the only one. And we're taught you can't let him have the silence.
You're a former linebacker.
Well, you can't let him have the silence because once he has that silence, he's free.
Yeah.
So I had to cut him back in the middle, and the only thing I had was I didn't have the speed on him, so I had the angle. And I just threw my helmet at him, like just my head forward, and I happened to catch him right on the knee and tripped him. Otherwise, he would have gone and scored, and that would have even the game. We were up by 13 at halftime, and so it would have definitely deflated our bubble right then and there.
Being a former linebacker, at least in high school, right? Do you? I guess a lot of kickers come up as kickers. They don't tackle. Right. They don't do that physical stuff. But being a former linebacker, do you kind of earn respect from the other guys when you make a play like that?
You do. But the bottom line is that, I used to go out there and warm up with different positions, wide receivers, running backs, and all that stuff. And you can't just the era of just being a foreigner and a kicker is no longer in existence. Alex Kramer, remember, he used to say, Karras, he used to say, oh, you're just a foreigner. You come in and 3 seconds left in the game, you kick it, you win, you're the hero. But you know what? It doesn't look that way no more. It's a specialist position. You can go in there and you can miss it as well as you can make it, and you hone your skills. But they have respect for you now. We were just at Tony's Sendejas restaurant last week, and Tony was just a kicker. That's all he was. And he doesn't understand the game as much, But I learned the game from the ground up, and I played it, and I pride myself in that, knowing, you know, the X's and O's and the wideouts and all that stuff. So I really enjoyed the fact that I learned that game, and they were able to respect me for that.
Was there ever a moment where, like you said, when the rosters were cut down, what was it, 45 players or 43?
45 to 43, right.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you thought you'd go to the coach and say, hey, if you ever need me on special teams, I could be one of the guys running down if you have someone else kick? I mean, did you ever want to do something beyond kicking?
We've done some fakes. We've done some fakes. I've scored a touchdown, scored a 2 points.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we've done some fakes. And so, you know, I think it loans itself more now because they're just expecting you to kick it. You're such a threat that they don't think, unless the game's blown out of the way, it's almost like an automatic. There's no automatics, but you know the kickers are that good now.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're just setting up for that. And chances are, if you catch them off guard, you might pull one. I mean, the Rams do that a lot. Seattle does that a lot, and
but you
Philly.
need to have a kicker or a punter who's athletic and can handle that, right?
And Hecker is.
Yeah.
He's a great athlete. He was a quarterback in high school.
Oh, was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we got the great Frank Corral here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Frank, before we let you go, could this be the year where the Rams make it back to the Super Bowl? You played in a Super Bowl for the Rams. Could this be it? I mean, they're 9-3 right now. Big game against Philly coming up.
You know, this is as good a year. This is as good a year. The talent's there. The coaching's there. Everybody's motivated. Fans are behind them. I mean, I never knew that the Rams had that many different fan clubs. My wife and I have gone through a couple different ones, and it's in the thousands. And so everybody's pointing in the right direction. And you know what? The next 2 games, it's going to determine how far they go, but I would like to see them.
Some big games. Philadelphia, Seattle. I mean, we could be talking about home field advantage in the NFC as we lead up to the Super Bowl, so some huge games.
Yeah, real important to get those 2 wins because then they do get an automatic 1 game, a home game.
Right.
So they get the bye and then the home game. That would be huge.
Yeah, that would be huge. Well, Frank, thank you for making time for us. Hopefully we can do this again. And again, I saw your the Golden Super Bowl football at Norte Vista High School the last time I was out there in the case. Jeff wanted to take it. He wanted it for himself.
I was going to bring it and put it in the studio here just because I see it every day. I'm like, you know, no one. I remember because I was there. My dad was there. That should be in the Gorham household or here in the studio.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure being with Jeff. And please say hello to your dad and your mom for me.
I sure will. In fact, I'm sure they're listening. So I'm sure my dad is touched that you talked about him. So thank you very much.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Well, Frank, thank you very much. We appreciate the time, and hopefully we can do this again soon when the Rams are in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Bring him back.
Yeah. When they're playing in the Super Bowl.
It'll be a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to San Bernardino Valley College head coach Daniel Algattas, talk about his new recruiting class and that Death Valley defense he has out there with the Wolverines. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, A lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hey, Russell Wilson here, and I know how important exercise is.
It's essential. It's essential.
With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids stay active and play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids. Healthy kids.
But what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60 because great things happen when we live united.
Donate, donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do you throw a curveball? How do you build a fort? How do refrigerators run? How do fish learn how to swim?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
How high can you jump?
But you don't have to know every answer.
How many phone numbers are there?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
How do cell phones work?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
What's electricity?
They just need you.
What's the moon made of?
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Understanding your finances is a key to a strong financial future. Don't be the one who gets left behind. Visit feedthepig.org for tools and tips to get started on the path to financial stability. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Russell Wilson here. With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
And welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, the local sports leader. Having just a good time, Jeff, right? We love talking IE sports and bringing some legends into the house like Frank Corral.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Frank. Like you said, one of my first heroes as a little kid, and to be the first guy I ever saw play professional, as an athlete, he was. Anytime I saw him, it was like bigger than life. So it was really nice seeing him. You know, and he said nice things about my dad. I mean, it's come full circle. It's pretty nice to reach out and talk to Frank.
See, and I can appreciate a kicker who's also a great athlete because, like you heard, in the Super Bowl, made a touchdown saving tackle in that game in the Super Bowl.
He did.
Caught a touchdown. Like, he did a lot of different things, even though he was a kicker and a punter.
And I think he broke his jaw when he was playing college. Because I remember seeing him going to a UCLA game, and he was drinking through a straw, and his teeth were wired shut. So I do remember, I almost brought that up, but I believe that was him. But I do remember him still playing basketball because they used to have these charity games. The Rams used to come out and play charity games against local high school coaches. And they had a game at RCC.
I remember seeing some of those. It was the 49ers up north, but I know what you're talking about.
So the Rams would play against all of these high school basketball coaches and football coaches, and they would play it at RCC. And my dad was still very athletic. He was still dunking at 50. Yeah, I'm 47. There's no way I'm dunking. But he was dunking at 50, and he would play in these games. It would be like Hacksaw Reynolds, just all these great Henry Ellard, Vince Ferragamo.
Those are big names.
I mean, they were playing these games, and they would get chippy with these coaches. And I remember my dad and everybody, they'd be almost in these fist fights, and Frank was the mediator. He's like, no, I'm friends with all these guys. But they would have these heated battles, and it was every year. It was like, we're coming back to Riverside, Rams, and we're going to kick the teeth out of the coaches.
Got serious.
Yeah, in fact, that was when I heard
charity, right?
Yeah, for charity. But I remember the story of Hacksaw Reynolds. You know, he was a great Rams player. He got crazy one time, and he got the name Hacksaw because he hacksawed a car to pieces with a hacksaw.
He did?
That's how the nickname Hacksaw Reynolds came into to be. I remember the story, or I used to remember the story, but that's what he did. Took a hacksaw to a car.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, but it was fun times.
And Frank looks great. He looks like he just walked off like a soap opera set.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
He's tan, got good hair still.
Yeah.
And still working, let's say 28 years working for the city of Riverside.
Like the what do you call it?
He looks like Macho Man from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah, he's the Macho Man from Mike Tyson. But no, just a class guy, always giving back to the community.
Yes.
I know he grew up in Arlanda, the pride of Arlanda, which is an area in Riverside that Norte Vista really feeds into Norte Vista. But he always comes back to the community, and great to see him here.
Good dude on that Rams team, again, that went to the Super Bowl. And maybe this is another year when they reach it, trying to get a Super Bowl victory here in Los Angeles. So when we come back, we're going to hear from Daniel Algattas, the head football coach at San Bernardino Valley College. He's a UCLA guy, so we're going to talk to him about Chip Kelly taking over the Bruins, right?
That's right.
And also that Death Valley defense, and also cyclo ball or whatever he was talking about. I got to get to the bottom of this cyclo ball.
He's a Renaissance man. He's a little different, little unique. To
but
say
that's
the
why
least.
we love him, right?
He works at the Magic Castle, for God's sakes.
He loves his Rubik's Cube, too.
Yes. So we'll have to talk to him about that, too.
SBVC head football coach Daniel Algattas. He is up next here on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things
sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Donate! Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course!
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. Every single weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports IE. Proud to have you guys on board. Brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Kin's Sporting Goods, of course, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors. And a guy that we're excited about, he's a dear, dear friend of the show. He's a Renaissance man because he has a lot of different interests.
He does a lot of different things for sure.
And Jeff thinks for sure that Coach Algattas works at, where was it, the Magic Castle?
Yes, I believe that he said he was at the Magic Castle last time.
Is that true, Coach? You're a big Magic guy. Hey, Coach Algattas, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on. And, man, you're coming off your first season as the head coach of the Wolverines. I know it's December, it's Christmas time, but what are some of the things you're doing right now to get ready for next year's season opener?
We're full speed ahead. We're really excited. We're going to announce we're announcing it right now. Our partnership with Nike, and that just went down last Monday. So we're going to be a Nike affiliate school for the upcoming season, and so we're excited to get all that going. And a very, very special uniform. Now we're doing something. So there'll be a little splashes of chrome all over the place. We also partnered up with Bolt Athletics, so we're going to have the most up-to-date, most technologically advanced weightlifting program in junior college football. So I asked them, and they said we are the only junior college football program that's partnered with them. It's used at USC, University of Washington, Nebraska. So we are going to be top of the line in everything we do. I mean, we're already ahead of the curve with our software used for our playbook and the different film things that we do and the way that we time practices. So we're just excited to give the student athletes everything that they need to be able to succeed. And obviously, we're just putting the finishing touches on our $78 million performance facility and stadium. So it's full speed ahead for us.
Does that mean that the Inland Sports Show will be the best dressed Nike team in the Inland Empire?
If you're good with all black, then we're ready to rock and roll, guys.
Black is slimming, and I'm a large
Jeff
man.
Needs that.
Yes,
I think we all need a little bit of that, huh?
Yes.
We got Daniel Algattas, the head football coach at SBVC, here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So they will be looking good on the field next year. But Coach, the product, how do you guys improve on the season that we just had? You just completed. And now going into season 2 as the head coach, what are some of the things you guys got to do to get better, maybe get into a postseason bowl game?
I mean, obviously, I think it starts with recruiting, and the big reason why, other than San Bernardino County being home, was that we have the best football in the country right on our doorstep. And so I want to make sure that we take care of all the guys from the area and the community, and make sure we welcome them into the community college, and for them to use this, beautiful facility that they have right down the street to make sure that they can go and chase their dreams and do all that. And so talking with some of the players today, I mean, getting on the same page, my job here is to help them. I mean, that's the main reason that I'm here. That's the main reason why we have football, so we can help develop them and eventually help move them on with a scholarship, which, kind of brings me to the next thing. 100% of our graduating sophomores are going to be, on scholarship and moving on to the next level. So we're excited to announce that. And just the amount of traffic that we have coming into school here every day from the 4 universities that come ready to offer opportunities. We're excited to host them every day and to introduce them to our student athletes.
That's huge. 100% you just said, right? Did I hear that right?
I think, that's pretty good from what I hear. So I know we're not like some of the other colleges where we have, 150 guys on the team. So, but nonetheless, we were able to keep all of our guys academically eligible, help them succeed in the classroom, and make sure they had the opportunity to move on to the next level. And then they did all the work on the field. So we're excited for them.
Well, we had the chance to follow the Wolverines pretty closely on IMG TV, and who are some of those big-name sophomores? Can you unveil where they're going to be going and continuing their football careers?
You know what? They're all going on trips, and they're going to be, in about 2.5 weeks, they're going to have the junior college signing day. So I'm not 100% sure where they're all going, but I do know that a lot of schools have come in, whether they're at the Division II or NAIA level, and offered up to 8 kids from one school alone. So we're getting a lot of traffic. A lot of these guys have D2 clocks, so that means because they took a year off in between, went to work, helped the family, things like that. They have to go Division II, even though they have Division I talent. But nonetheless, University of Pikeville, Concordia University, St. Paul, University of Montana State, Chattaron State, Nebraska Kearney, Kansas Wesleyan, West Liberty, New Mexico State, New Mexico, Bethune-Cookman, Ball State, are all schools that have come through and have offered scholarships. I mean, you don't want to go through the phone book of all the NCAA right now.
So, Coach, how much of the offseason, like right now, is your email just being flooded with conversations with other coaches? You just named all the schools, or your cell phone's just blowing up because, like you said, right now is the time to get these guys locked in and get those scholarships so they can get them signed in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's I'm here to coach football, so I get here at 5 a.m. and I'm still on campus. I'll be here for a couple more hours, and all I'm dealing with right now is working with our recruiting department. We've hired some students to help us with this, and they make phone calls, and we're proactive about calling every school in the country and trying to get in touch with them, at least once a week to make sure that they don't miss us and that they know who's still available and what's going on. So we're trying to run it like it would be run at a UCLA or a Division I school, and try to mimic how they have it. Try to use the resources that we have there to further the education of all of our student athletes. So it's almost 24 hours a day because everybody's on different time zones. But that's what we're here for. This is the most exciting time of the year.
And, Coach, you have a couple guys on your staff that we're familiar with. Chris Chaddock, local guy, and Lance Pfeiffer, who's, kind of a legend here in the Inland Empire, the Riverside area. What do those guys mean to the program?
It's great to have guys from the area that have been at the local high schools. And Lance, obviously on offense, he was our pass game coordinator. He was the guy that I got to lean on heavily about, some of the recruiting areas and getting to know everybody. But so there's rarely an opportunity where I show up to any high school, especially in Riverside County, without Lance leading the way with me. But you know what? I've made it a point, and since the season ended, I've been able to stop by 43 high schools, and I look to get to I think there's 46 more that I have to stop at to get to 100% to visit everybody, because we are a community college. We're here first and foremost to help the students in our community and our immediate community and help them move on. So if we're a good fit for them and they're our type of guy and they want to do things, they're tough, they're disciplined, and they have character, then this is going to be a good fit, because that's what we're teaching here, and that's going to lead us to some championships.
Just flash them those Nike uniforms and show them some pictures of that football stadium, and it's signed, sealed, and delivered, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
I would hope so. I think it's more about people, and so I think we got great people in this program and this administration, and we got awesome players who are going to be leaders to the young freshmen that come in, and we'd love to have those guys come and get to our spring practice and almost be like early graduates, so we can hit the ground running. There's no reason why some of the great players in this area can't start for us this semester, this fall semester coming up, and then be on scholarship by Christmas time next year.
And, Coach, you got to be really proud of the entire athletics program at San Bernardino Valley. Right now, the men's basketball program is ranked #1 in the state and rolling over guys.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to try to pick up on their momentum that they leave off and watch what Quincy's done and what he's built, and they're doing a great job right now. So really proud of them. But you know what? They've got a great facility too. They're already in their Nike uniforms. They've got things going. Coach has been here for almost 10 years, but he's a great coach, and we got great players on the basketball team. I mean, when you see them in the hallway, you know that they're something special.
Daniel Algattas, the head football coach at San Bernardino Valley College, joined us here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Coach, let me ask you, you're a UCLA guy. They're bringing in Chip Kelly to become the new head coach of the Bruins. Is it safe to say that his coaching style, at least in terms offensively, is similar to what you like to do, and do you think that's a good fit for UCLA?
I think it's a great fit. I mean, if you look at my Twitter timeline, you can see that probably about a week and a half before he was hired, that's what I said I wanted for Christmas, and lo and behold, my wife said I already got my Christmas present, so I don't have to worry about that. But I think he's an awesome fit. He's going to bring in great people, and they're going to get the thing done. So if you talk to any one of our other alumni, everybody's pretty positive, pretty jacked.
Yeah,
and know that one of those national championships is bound to come our way sooner or later.
Yeah, Coach Kelly actually hired a local guy out of Banning High School, Don Pelham. So Don Pelham's coming back to the Southern California. He was up at University of Oregon, so another local guy involved in the mix at UCLA.
At the Bruins coaching staff. So, yes, I do follow your timeline on Twitter, Coach. So I want to ask you, because
there it is.
You're a big fan, right? You're an expert on I'm just kidding, cycloball, and you found some video of some guys. I guess you would say they're riding bicycles on a basketball court, but playing soccer or something like that. You want to play cycloball with me?
Oh yeah, I'll play cycloball with anybody. I'm going to have to practice, but it's the off season. I got time to learn all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'll get a cyclo ball bike, and we'll get after it. I will play physical though, so heads up, you're gonna get a helmet.
Well, I'm going to go out there in my all-black Nike, and I'll bring my Huffy BMX with the pegs on the back. I'll probably put Jeff on the back on the pegs. Probably way down that back tire.
Don't forget your eye black now.
We'll put cards on the back so it makes a cool noise. Playing
cards. I happen to have missed that part of my childhood. I was always about speed, so I missed it.
Daniel Algattas, the head football coach at San Bernardino Valley College. Coach, you talking about getting these guys to go to the next level, and of course you're going to have a lot of new faces come in next fall as true freshmen at San Bernardino Valley College. I know you can't name names, but in terms of just the Inland Empire as a whole, you touched on it. There is just so much high school football talent in this area. It's so rich in high school football talent, and a lot of these guys use SBVC as a springboard to get to that next level. When you go out, like you said, you've already been to, 43 high schools. You got 46 more on your list. I mean, you could just go out your back door, and you're going to find a ton of kids that you can bring in to be Wolverines and have a really good, all-star squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we talked about. To drop one name, do you mind if I put your name on the radio?
Yeah,
So
let's
Devon
do it.
Blakely's here from Roosevelt High School. He sat out last year. He was a little bit injured, but you know what? He's gonna bounce back, and he's a guy that would be along with Chase over at Roosevelt would be another 5-star athlete. And, we're excited to have him and be able to show him around today. Hopefully, he makes the decision to show up. But I mean, we want guys that are going to be, like I said, if they're here, if they're high character guys and they're ready to work and do what we ask them to do. We want everybody who comes here to be a mid-year graduate, so that they can move on to their next school in January. We want them to be able to have at least a 3.0 or higher. There's no reason why they should be able to earn a 4.0. I mean, it's all hard work. So the biggest thing and our big theme moving forward is, hard work, toughness, and discipline. And a lot of schools in this area already preach those things, but we're gonna hammer it home and show them how much it's gonna pay off. So, we're not just looking for football players. We're looking for good young men.
And finally, Coach, of course, I follow you very, very closely on Twitter. You want to throw out your Twitter handle real quick for the people?
Yeah, it's at Daniel Algattas. So very just my first and last name. Apparently, there's not a lot of us running around. So
you need to be verified. You need a little blue check mark, just because like you said, there could be a lot of you running around.
You know what? If I get the right recruits in here, then we'll be good enough for me to get a blue check mark. So I won't put the horse, ahead of the cart here. So, but that's what we're trying to do. We just want to get the right people in here and just share what we have. We have a beautiful campus, a beautiful facility, and I'm excited to, we're going to add a couple more positions. We're going to add a couple more coaches to the staff. So we'll have a star-studded staff of all former Division I players and coaches and NFL coaches that they have the same passion for helping student athletes that I do. And it's going to be just centered around what can we do to help the athletes in this area, so we can let everybody know that we're not just the center of high school talent in America, but we're also the center of junior college talent here in America. So that's the goal. Is it going to happen overnight? No, but hopefully it happens in 8 months, right?
That's right. You got a little bit of time before that next kickoff to the 2018 season, which sounds crazy, 2018, but it's right around the corner. But I want to say I appreciate. I guess my face was on a play card at San Bernardino Valley College. Is that correct?
Yeah, that one worked every time.
Stop it. It
Wait,
did not.
Can you tell, now the season's
No
over,
way.
can you tell me what that play was, that my face was on the play card?
Oh, that's where we go when we send everybody deep. So even when it doesn't work, it has some effect on the defense. And so that's how we arrive at that.
Go routes all the way around. Everyone just go.
The naked boot.
Oh, man.
Because Coach hit me. I went to a practice, and he's like, hey, can you send me a picture of yourself? And, Coach being a funny guy, I'm like, are you being serious? He's like, yeah, I'm super serious. So I didn't know if he was being serious. I'm like, are you being serious? He's like, yeah, I'm super serious. I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're serious, but I'm going to send you a picture anyways, and if you use it, great. If not, forgive me. I guess I didn't catch your joke here, but so you did use it.
You know what? You sent me 62 pictures. I don't know anybody that has that many pictures of themselves, but you know what? They all look good.
Glamour shots, Coach. I got lots of glamour shots.
They ended up using a Burt Reynolds picture.
We can make that happen for next year.
Coach, man, you always have an open door here. We love having you on the show, and if anything breaks with your guys signing scholarships, please let us know. We'd love to get them on.
Absolutely. When our December signing date hits, we'll be pushing those, and then we have 11 more guys that we'll announce in the spring. So they got some time. They've got offers on their desk already, but they're gonna let those marinate and find out what else comes in the spring. So it'll be awesome to have our graduating sophomores out there keep on competing with our incoming freshmen, and then the guys in between. But we're excited about trying to win one game every week that we play in this next fall. But it starts with our area kids.
He is the magician and also the San Bernardino Valley College head coach, the great Daniel Algattas. Yes, Jeff.
And how's your Rubik's Cube game, Coach?
You know what? It's lacking right now. I think everything's lacking. I put most things to the side other than my family and football right now. It's like I said, it's been 100%. Hey, how can we get these guys scholarships, and what can we do to improve the program and get it to a Division I level so we can get guys ready to go? But the Magic game, you guys get me on the air. We get a video on me, and I'll put on a short Magic show for you.
Oh.
That's a promise and a threat.
I told you he was a Magic Castle guy.
Right. No, bring it on. Let's make that happen. We'd love to see that.
You guys tell me when and where, and we'll make it happen.
Nice.
You got it. Daniel Algattas, head football coach at SBVC. Coach, we always appreciate the time, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, guys. Have a great day.
All right, that's Daniel Algattas here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. All right, when we come back, Jeff, our guy, intern Colin, always in precarious situations like he is right now, but he was in one last night as well. As we're going to shift gears to a little basketball action. We might even talk a little more Reggie Miller, but
nice.
The great Tobin Kund from Riverside Poly breaking a record last night.
11 threes, 39 points, 15 threes in 2 games.
So Tobin Kund is right around the corner here as we return on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
We don't carry that, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just hang around here for a little bit, see what's up.
Star of his latest Netflix special, Incorrigible, Chris D'Elia. New Year's Eve, the Fox Performing Arts Center. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com and RiversideLive.com.
For many businesses, hiring is tough. You want access to highly qualified candidates fast. And you don't want to sign a long-term contract or pay upfront fees. That's why you need Indeed.com, delivering 6 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/credit. That's Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Sports and magic on the show with Coach Daniel Algattas. Right?
We've had kickers, we have Frank Corral, we've had it all today.
Man, it's been a wacky show.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's all good. It's all brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. Let's switch gears to some high school basketball because we had a record broken last night. We had breaking news right here on the show with the great Tobin Kund out of Riverside Poly High School. And, Jeff, you were excited about this. Send me pictures all over.
The only thing is, I'm not a Poly Bear fan other than the fact that, I like Tobin's parents.
You like Yancey. That's your boy.
Yancey and I grew up together. But anytime I talk about Poly, I kind of cringe. But this was one of those things where I was like, man, that's my buddy's son. He had one of the best games in the history of Riverside Poly basketball. And I was like, we got to get him on the Inland Sports Show.
We got to, and he's here.
Yes, he is.
He broke the record for threes in one game. It is the great Tobin Kund here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Tobin, 11 threes last night against Santiago. Man, when you're in the zone like that, and maybe Jeff can speak to this as well after Tobin, but when you're in the zone, does it just feel like the basket's huge and you just can't miss?
Oh, yeah. It just feels like every time you let it go, it's just cash as soon as you let it go. Yeah. It's just great.
When you broke the record, it was an and one, right? You were in the corner, and you drew the contact, and you made it, and it was, you know what I mean? Like, it was a dramatic record-breaking three-pointer.
Yeah, what happened was, it was actually the second to last one. So it was the tying one.
Oh, the tying one, okay.
Yeah, so I shot a three on the opposite side of the floor. And then Bud Burney, one of our young guards, got the rebound, the offensive rebound, and kicked it. And I ran to the other side of the floor in the other corner, got the ball, shot it. Man, I got an and one on that one, and then that tied the record.
and then yeah, after that I hit just off a normal setup play, I hit the record breaker. Yeah.
Yeah, and as a coach, the best thing I will say about the entire the record tying shot is his entire team. Came down. They mobbed him on the floor. And as a coach, and as I'm sure as you as a player, you got to feel that love from your team. And early in the season, you guys are bonding, and that's a great bonding moment for your team at Riverside Poly.
Oh yeah, my teammates are the best in the world. We always pick each other up. We play well together. Our chemistry is great. Yeah.
So 11 3-pointers is a new Riverside Poly record. And I asked Jeff, I'm like, wow, he must have beat Reggie Miller's record. But, Jeff, you're telling me Reggie...
There were no threes when Reggie played.
I can't believe he's that old. There's no way.
Yes, no threes.
But, Tobin, did the great Reggie Miller, did he reach out to you after you broke the record?
He did. He said something to my dad after my dad posted something on Instagram. He said, because Reggie and I, we played horse a couple of years ago in Poly's gym. And he just told me, shooters got to shoot, and he can't wait till we play our next horse game. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is so cool. NBA great Reggie Miller out of Riverside Poly High School. But I am curious, since we got Tobin on the phone, he's a big-time star at Riverside Poly. Who won that game of horse? Was it close?
Yeah, I actually got 2 letters on Reggie, which is pretty good because he can shoot the ball so well. But he ended up winning that one. But, yeah, it was still pretty fun.
You'll get him next time, Tobin.
Yeah, you're the record holder at Riverside Poly now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a lot closer next time.
So you had 39 total points, including 11 threes last night in that victory against the Sharks. You guys are 2-0 right now in the Riverside Kiwanis tournament. Through the first 2 games, Tobin, do you like what you see from your Bears team?
Oh, I love it. Our defense is outstanding right now. With Coach Showalter there, our defense has just been locked down. There's still obviously a lot of room for improvement, but our defense and our communication and just our overall chemistry as a team is awesome, and our offense has just been rolling too. And it's not even just me; my teammates, we're sharing the ball well, they're scoring the ball well. So yeah, everything's just coming together right now.
Yeah, it's a good wrinkle to have Showalter added to that staff. But I am glad though that Yancey's gone more back to the old Glendora days when they would fire threes and it was a high up-tempo offense. So
yeah, Tobin can't get 11 threes if they're holding only a couple possessions. It is a 30-25 final score kind of game. That's no fun.
And, I like Showalter, but, man, I used to be so bored watching his offensive teams. So let him stay on the defense and let Yancey still run that offense because I still think Yancey Dodson is one of the best coaches in the Inland Empire. And I'm saying that because he's a good friend of mine, but he really is a good coach. He's learned from Mike LeDuc over at Damien High School, was at Glendora for all those years. He's learned through Showalter. He's got more rings than anybody I know, and just a great guy. So I hope and wish you the most success this year, even though you're a Poly Bear.
Thank you.
I think that's a compliment. It
was a backhand.
Coming from a Ramona Ram, I think that's as close as you're going to get, Tobin, as a compliment from Big Jeff over here.
Yeah.
So do you guys play tonight, or do you have a day off before you get to the bracket play now at the Kiwanis?
We had the day off today, and tomorrow I think we play Pacific possibly, but it depends on how. If Harupa Hills beats Pacific tonight, then there's a 3-way tie. So we'll have to see what comes out after that throughout the tiebreakers. So.
I think I got the Pirates in that one. Yo-ho, yo-ho.
You do like the Pirates.
Yeah, I do like the Pirates. Hey, Tobin, congratulations on that huge record-breaking game. 11 3-pointers in one game sets a new Riverside Poly record. Before we let you go, I am just curious. Did you know you were approaching the record, or do you know what the record was before you did it?
He did. Don't say you didn't. You knew exactly where it was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did know the record, but I wasn't really worried about it. I was just worried about getting my team a win and winning as a team. So yeah.
Well, you guys won big time, 67-34 against the Santiago Sharks at the Kiwanis. A 2-0 start to the season, and hopefully we'll see these guys. What's the championship? Saturday night.
Saturday night
yep,
at Riverside Poly.
Coach Dotson, Yancey's going to be on the show on Friday to kind of give us the rundown of what's going on
that's
Saturday.
Right. Coach Dotson's going to check in on Friday, so that's pretty cool. So, hey, Tobin, so now you know exactly what the record is. So if you try to break it again, you'll be like, oh, I know what the record is because I said it. It's 11 threes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
All right, it's the great Tobin Kund here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Tobin, enjoy your day off from the Kiwanis tournament, and best of luck the rest of the way heading to that championship game on Saturday night.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Tobin. Appreciate
Tobin.
it. All right, Tobin Kund here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Jeff, we're going to take a break.
We are?
Because it's going to get real juicy around here.
I'm a little nervous.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
So we got a new hotline, and when the hotline blings, we're going to answer it, and we want to hear from the listeners, the viewers out there of the Inland Sports Show. So if you have a hot sports take, maybe you're picking a Cajon Rancho Verde winner. Maybe you want to talk about the Riverside Kiwanis. Maybe you want to talk about Vontaze Burfict and that vicious Monday night football game between the Bengals and Steelers. We're up for it. We've got about 10, 20 minutes to mess around with here on the show because we now want to open up the phone lines.
That's a little nervous.
So here's the number. It's 951-369-1350. So one more time, 951-369-1350. So if you blow us up, we're going to answer it, and we might throw you on the air.
And Cullen just posted it on Twitter. So if you don't remember it, you can go to that and give us a call.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter at @inland_sports. The phone number is there, too. When we come back, again, about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of your phone calls. If you've got a hot sports take about the Inland Empire, we'll answer that when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Since I left the city. The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Your local
Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using, we do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car, whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Tom.
My name is Cindy.
We give to and volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
We know our time and money are going to the right places.
We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Hey, I hope everyone out there is following us on Twitter at @inland_sports. That's the Twitter account. Give us a follow. We put the hotline number out there, and if we see the hotline bling, we will answer it, and we'll put you on the air if you got a hot sports take about the Inland Empire, because we're about the people, Jeff.
Come on. So, you know what? Stauffer and Shattuck should be calling in.
Oh, all the guys who call you salty.
Yes,
Big
I want to talk to
G.
those fellas.
Big G's.
We got to make up with those guys.
That's why they call Jeff the mayor. He wants to just be loved by everyone.
You know, anytime I can help anybody, but we gotta say the phone numbers 951-369-1350.
So once again, 951-369-1350. It's on our Twitter feed right now at @inland_sports. So if you call us, our intern Cullen will answer the phone, and we got to have a phone screener. I remember way back in the day when I interned at as they called it, a sports monster, a 50,000 watt sports blowtorch in Northern California. I had to be the phone screener, and I hated it because I had to ask pick up the phone. Where are you calling from? What city do you want? What do you want to talk about? And the guy who hosted the show, I won't say his name, but he was a pretty big name in those parts. And he you put in the information in a computer, and then the computer goes into the studio where the guy could see it. He'd be like, I don't want to talk about, I don't know, the Oakland A's or whoever, let's go to the next guy. Oh, he wants to talk about the Kings. Let's do it. Chris Webber, let's do this. So, but we got intern Colin waiting. And, The Dan Patrick Show has the Danettes, right?
We got the Pet Boys.
We got the Pet Boys. We got lots of interns running around, including intern Bobby. Shout out to intern Bobby all the way up in Oregon. He comes down in the summer. He interns with us. He plays football up there at Pacific University.
Is he listening?
The Boxers. He is, because he listened to the Coach Algattas interview, and Coach Algattas prides himself on being strong in the Rubik's Cube game.
That's right.
But intern Bobby
took care of him.
Is better than Coach Algattas with the Rubik's Cube, I think.
He is. Sorry, Coach. He's better.
Yeah. Intern Bobby.
Now we have intern Cullen here right now. I want to know something. What happens? You guys are talking this thing that happened last night with Cullen.
Here's the deal. Why don't you give intern Cullen a microphone? See, as the show progresses, if you followed us on Saturdays, we had like 7 interns at one time.
I only know like one of their names, and the other guys I just know by looks and call them nicknames.
But we do need the Pet Boy. We need Pet Boys to come on as a sponsor to sponsor the Pet Boys. But yes, intern Cullen was covering the Riverside Kiwanis basketball tournament for us last night, because we shoot video, we put it on our channel, we do some television shows at IMG, all that good stuff. So he was out there, and I'm texting him like, "Hey, how'd the game go? Hey, did you know Tobin? He broke the school record? How did the Pacific Pirates do?" I'm asking him all these questions.
Yeah.
And then Cullen, you dropped this bomb on me.
Okay, so I'm at the Pacific game, right? I'm ready for Poly Santiago. I'm getting pretty excited. I had to shoot with my phone because I didn't have a camera. So I'm shooting with my phone. When you shoot video with your phone, you can't see the battery level. I'm not used to this, right? So my phone dies on me. And I'm like, well, okay, no big deal. I'll go out to my car, right? And charge it up. So I walk out to my car, and you know those moments where the world just goes into slow motion? It was one of those moments.
That's every day for me.
I put my hand in my pocket, and I didn't have my keys. So no keys. My phone is dead. I'm stuck at Riverside Poly. And I had to find, I probably asked 10 different high school kids who were supposed to have phone chargers on them, right? Nope. They didn't.
They should, yeah, everyone has chargers on them.
Especially at Poly, for gosh sakes.
Exactly. So I actually ended up going to the snack bar, and the snack lady, shout out to the snack lady for letting me borrow her phone. I had to call my parents and be like, so, this is the deal. Phone died, keys locked in the car.
And your pastor, whose son plays for Santiago, was there, but you didn't want to go talk to him.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go talk to my pastor about locking my keys in the car and having my phone die, because I figured I'd be a nice anecdote in his next sermon.
Yep, he'll call you out on Sunday morning.
I would be the perfect example for whatever the message is for the day. But I did get to see some of the Poly Santiago game. I don't have any video. But
he said Tobin looked great.
I got to see some of it. They did actually look pretty good. But there you go. So I was stuck at Poly for about a half hour and completely disconnected from the world.
And let's go a little backstory here. Let's go back a few months
farther.
Further. When Cullen was, he was really, really trying hard to get this driver's license.
Oh, gosh.
Let's talk about the first time. The first time he tried, we were all excited. Yeah, Cullen's finally going to get a car. He's going to get to drive. He failed the first time.
He's airing out all your dirty
and he's like, and he's a genius. That's the thing. He's like the smartest guy we know. And we were like, yeah, where's this license? And he goes, I got another shot, I guess. But then, you haven't been driving very long. I'd say, 6 months maybe?
Yeah, probably about that.
And you're already locking your keys in your car?
They fell out of my pocket. So I blame Levi's for making the small pockets.
Yeah, I don't know
Levi's
if I call.
fault,
Levi. Sure. So yeah, Cullen is a new driver. Second, it took him a while to get. He's a little doy. But now look at him. He's driving around, locking his keys in the car. Phone's dying. He sounds like one of us.
I just felt awful because I'm asking him, hey, dude, Tobin Kund broke the record tonight. Did you get video of that? Hey, what about Pacific? Did they look good? He's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, I was stuck at Riverside Poly.
Well, that's when you need the stenographer to follow you around, somebody can draw pictures.
There you go.
Yeah,
we don't need video.
Like a courtroom reporter.
Yes, courtroom reporter.
Can't take video, but you can draw pictures.
Yep. That's what you need to do from now on. Bring one of those guys with you or learn it.
So because his pastor was there, I tweeted this or texted this back to him last night, the Sunday message if he was at church, and if he would have told the pastor. Today's message, congregation, do you ever feel like you're stuck in life, all alone, can't get away? That was Cullen with his keys in the car.
Riverside Poly. You're lucky it was Riverside Poly, buddy, and you weren't in Dominguez.
Could have been somewhere else.
Yeah, you could have been Dominguez or one of those tough places. Yeah, definitely. So be happy there.
Well, We appreciate intern Cullen. We got some great interns on the show, and as we progress here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll bring them on a lot more because they bring some spice to the show, a little bit of flavor because the interns are fun to mess with.
And ladies, he is single.
Oh,
yeah, just know this: if you're a big fan of the Inland Sports Show and you're looking for a date, you don't want to swipe left, swipe right. You just want to swipe right onto the Inland Sports Show and look at our guy Cullen. I'm going to get a picture of this guy, and we're going to put it out there. So, ladies, he is single.
Real quick, Jeff, am I one of the interns that you know the name of?
Yeah, Cullen. I said your name. The other guys, I just know one guy wears an ascot. Bradford. Is that Bradford?
And the other guy's on the road to 175.
The one guy's on the road to 175.
175 pounds.
That's Mason Jandro.
And then we've got Jake, intern Jake.
Yeah, Jake, but he's really slight. He's a little guy.
Yeah.
When he walks in here, I sometimes don't notice him because he's a little bitty dude. And then we have the greatest, Angel, the intern, who's now doing big things at USC and ABC 7.
Yeah, intern Angel. We called him world famous because we made him famous here on the Inland Sports Show. He's now at USC, and he's going to be our correspondent as he's going to lock up some great interviews and some analysis regarding USC football. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We'll talk a little more basketball here. I had a chance to call the UC Riverside women's basketball game against Cal State Bakersfield, which is kind of confusing, really pulled my heart in different directions.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
We're very confused all the time now with all of these time changes, new show. It's crazy.
There's a lot going on. We will talk hoops and a little more football when we come back on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the
Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 AM, plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Oh, there it is. I get fired up when I hear that Star Wars music.
There's only a week left.
So, let's see, a week tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Like Thursday night. Next,
yes.
What is that, the 14th?
7 p.m. at the Riverside Plaza. We will be there watching.
So on Friday, a non-spoiler review.
No. I'm going to tell all...
No, you can't.
I'm going to give away all secrets. So if you want to listen... I'm going to give away all secrets on Friday.
You know, it's going to be really difficult because I am seeing Star Wars with you, Jeff, that I'm going to have to go home, and my wife's a Star Wars nerd as well. It's going to be very difficult to keep my mouth shut.
Tell her. You talk in your sleep. Yeah, just tell her everything.
Han Solo's still alive.
Princess Leia, she survived.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it's going to be great. I can't wait. Getting chills, goosebumps.
Well, you know what else gives me goosebumps? The UCR Coaches Show.
I can't wait.
Love it. So we've done it a couple times. It's a trilogy because this will be number 3, right?
Is it 3? Yes, it is number 3.
We did October, November.
We closed Cask and Cleaver.
We closed it down.
It had been open for 50 years.
And then we opened up Lake Alice.
And we went to Lake Alice, and the was it Game 7 of the World Series?
Yeah, it was the Dodgers and Astros on TV. I thought they were for us.
Yeah,
they weren't there for us.
And we couldn't hear the people talking to us, but tonight, it will be something special.
So right after this show here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, Jeff and I are running over to Lake Alice for the UC Riverside Coaches Show. You can watch that on Riverside TV, or better yet, come down and be part of the live audience.
Hey, drink specials and food specials.
It's going to be a lot of fun, so we hope to see you down there as well. So speaking of UCR, I was actually there this morning. Wasn't planning on it. Our good friend John Maxwell hit me up with a text. Hey, can you come down and do the UC Riverside versus Cal State Bakersfield women's basketball game? It's 11 a.m.
It was fate because you're a Bakersfield guy.
It was fate. It was. I spent 8 glorious years in the city of Bakersfield covering the runner, so it was kind of cool to see them in action. But UCR won.
Yes.
68-65, so they did get the win.
R's up, baby. R's up.
Throw your R's up, right? Michelle Curry had 19 points to lead the Highlanders. She had a big game. Lauren Holt, she chipped in 17 as, again, UCR picking up their first regular season victory on their home floor inside SRC Arena. So that was pretty nice win because they had beaten UNLV at a tournament. They won at Fresno State, but to get it done on their home floor. Now they got a wacky road trip. Now next weekend I'm going to Montana, right?
Yes, you are.
Is that what we decided?
Yeah, you're going to Montana.
Jeff's like, I'm ordering you. You are going to Montana. So the men's team going to Montana. The women's basketball team, Jeff, they've got a road trip after finals. Where is it? I had it in front of me. It was Iowa State, South Dakota, and I think it was Minnesota.
Hey, all right.
How about that for a road trip?
Yeah, that's one I would not want to go on. I'm sorry, that's a lot of traveling.
That's a lot of cold weather cities.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so right around that Christmas time break. So that'll be after finals. Luckily, the men just have that short trip. They go up to Montana, to Missoula. They play the Grizzlies, and they come right back down.
On a Sunday afternoon.
On a Sunday afternoon. So I guess that's all me.
Yes.
Unless you want it, I'll give it.
Nope, it's all you, buddy.
Okay.
I'll save it for Hawaii.
If we could circle just back around real quick to the Star Wars theme, right?
Yes.
Because we were talking about, we probably should have went.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because Saturday night at Cal Baptist University, it's Star Wars night.
That sounds glorious.
And intern Cullen's calling the game.
I'm the temporary voice of the Lancers this Saturday and next Saturday. I'm going to slip as many Star Wars references into my play-by-play broadcast as possible Saturday night.
Cullen, how many times have you seen Star Wars? Have you seen them all? I mean, do you love them?
I've seen 5 of the 6.
What?
Wait. There's not 6.
I think I just lost my job.
Yeah, there's not 6
well,
of them, buddy.
Episodes. 5 of the first 6 episodes.
Dude, there's not 6 episodes.
Yes, there is.
There's technically 7.
Yeah, there's 7.
8's coming out.
I said first 6.
The first 6.
I said 5 of the first 6.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
I'm trying to save my job right now. I'm backpedaling right now.
You are backpedaling.
So, yeah, he's going to call the game on Saturday. It's Star Wars night at CBU. And Cullen, you probably know more than I do, but, I guess encouraged to dress up, tickets, all that kind of stuff?
Just come and be loud. Let's just say that. And be Star Wars-y.
Okay, you're going to kick him out. He just said Star Wars-y. Okay, ladies, he's single.
Star Wars-y. If there's a lady out there that could take Cullen to the movies to go see Star Wars, that would be
He won't go to the movies.
The Last Jedi.
He won't go to the movies.
Oh, that's right. You don't do movies.
I don't do movies,
You
but I
know
will
why?
say.
I tell him why. I got to tell him. Can I tell him?
Bring your lightsabers. I will say that.
Bring your lightsabers.
That's a Star Wars thing,
to
right?
the game on Saturday. Yeah, it is a Star
Okay,
Wars.
good.
It's real Star Wars.
Okay, I
We're
feel
on
better.
your date. You know why he won't go to the movies?
Why?
Because he doesn't like popcorn. He doesn't like the smell of popcorn.
I hate popcorn.
He's a little different
That's
guy.
unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
You know what I love? Star Wars and popcorn.
Both of my favorite things.
But yes, intern Cullen will have the call for the CBU Lancers this Saturday night, Star Wars night, as they take on Point Loma. I wish, Jeff, we had a free Saturday night because we could actually get dressed up. I have a full-on Darth Vader costume. In fact, you do too, right?
Yeah, we can be Darth Vader together.
Twins.
Yeah, you could be Mini Vader.
Mini Vader, and you're the Vader that let himself go.
You're like the You're like the Vader. You're like the Vader and that little kid in the commercial. Remember that guy?
Yeah, the little guy.
Yeah. And I'm the big overweight.
I'll be behind the basket saying you will not make that free throw.
And I'll be behind the other one covering the basket.
We're brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up, and then it's off to the UC Riverside Coaches Show. We'll be right back on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.